what's up guys? Ben with SoCo. We are 14 days away from launching on 200 campuses. That is 2 weeks away from launching on these campuses. Now, yesterday I talked about the Playfair retreat and getting feedback for the app rollout. So the Playfair and SoCo app is an app to help students connect better on these campus events specifically. And when you roll it out to a new audience, someone that maybe has never heard about this before, you'll have a lot of questions and you will have a lot of feedback. And I think it's very important to answer the questions first before you go into feedback. And the reason I think that's important is because a lot of times people will give feedback on something that they don't fully understand. Say, oh, I wish it could do this. Well, it actually does do that, but it was just good feedback for us, taking that feedback, but also saying, hey, what questions do you have about the app? What does it actually do? How is it used? We are trying to keep our kids off of the technology when they're in person. Perfect, it stays in your pocket. They don't even have to bring it out at the event. So things like that, getting clarity was very important before we got feedback. And we got some great feedback about the app. Hey, could it do this in the future? Could it do that? Could it be a simple app that does X, Y, Z, and it's like layered on top of what it already does? We've made a very simple, very basic app for students to connect better at campus events or any event really. So that was the main thing of like, hey, this is the first iteration of this, but we'll take your feedback and we'll add it to the backlog, which is just a fancy word for a list of priorities that we could do in the future if we decide they are important, if we keep getting that feedback. So that was kind of the end result of that Playfair retreat and getting feedback from the whole team. And then next, I think one of the biggest things that came up was, hey, we have a couple people that aren't sure about this thing. They're a little skeptic, and like, they should be, right? They should be optimistic, but we should all be cautiously optimistic when anything new is introduced in our life. We trust and then we verify, right? So they wanted some verification. I thought, hey, we have the perfect dashboard we just put together to verify that this is actually gonna be good for us. However, it's still a little messy. I know, to me, it's great, it's beautiful, it's robust and clean. We need something very simple. We need something we can just send out to people to say, hey, this is how the events will look if you are using the app at the event. So I put together an infographic. It's just information formed in a graphic. It's very simple, but I'll come back tomorrow, talk about that infographic we made that we sent out to the team so they can see easily how this could actually impact their events in such a positive way. So come back tomorrow.